What's going on, traders? This is Mac. It is Friday, April the 24th, ready for the weekend. I have not traded a whole lot this week. I didn't trade at all on Monday and just traded a few hours here and there during the week. And if you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen that I took a few boneheaded trades this week. So up till today, I was pretty flat on the week, but had a pretty good day today to end the week. I did trade most of the day today, and that worked out pretty well, except for my first trade, which was on WWE. I have here on the screen. And just like yesterday, I went into the day with a bias, and yesterday that burnt me on target. Today that got me, I mean, it wasn't bad, but I got stopped out here on WWE. It spiked up immediately. Actually, it spiked up before the bell. And as soon as the market opened, it slammed down. And it had gapped up significantly. So I expected the pullback. And this is exactly how I wanted to play it. And it kind of chopped around here a little bit. I thought it was ready to go, so I took it long right there. And I was premature. It just started dropping off. And so I stopped out right there at a loss, and unfortunately I was just premature, and this guy just continues on up. I think it got up to, about 46.52 on that run right there. So I missed out on that one. Let's jump over to my next trade, which was, let's see, Zoom. Let me clear the board here. And on Zoom, let's get back to Zoom blew up at the end of the day. They had bad news come out, and luckily I was not in it because I traded it on the long side just briefly. Let me back up on this 2-minute chart here. If I can find where I am. There we go. All right. So you can see it both ways here, but this is the 1-minute chart I've got over here. It was looking weak, but volume came in down here and pushed it back up, and it came right up to the VWAP, and I was bullish on it. And it came after it touched the VWAP, it pulled back, but it was tied up in all these moving averages, and I just did not see it busting down through all these moving averages. So I went ahead and took it long here with a stop out at this 200 moving average on the 1-minute chart, and it worked out great. I think I partialed out a little more than half of my position on the way up here, and then it pulled back. And on this pullback, it came back pretty sharply. And in my mind, anytime something pulls back more than 50% of a push, it's no longer a pullback. So it felt more like a reversal to me, and it had gotten tied up in these moving averages. So I went ahead and took the rest of my position off, and that was okay for the moment because it did come back down below VWAP, and it kind of struggled all day long here until it just got destroyed here towards the end of the day. But INTC was a winner for me this afternoon. Now this one worked out perfectly. This is what I was hoping to get all week long. Let me back up on my 2-minute chart here. So it looked like it had bottomed to me. The L2 looked good. I was watching AMD and NVIDIA and the SPY and the Qs. Everything looks like it was aligning for a possible push. And I really thought that Intel could squeeze. Yesterday, when they did earnings, there was a lot of bad information put out. And I think that they got unjustly slammed after hours yesterday. Apologize for the wind chimes in the background. Got a little storm been blowing through. But so I was looking for a pivot and found it down here. It kind of looked like it was leveling out and starting to trend, getting these higher lows. And so I jumped in, took it long, pretty heavy size, but with a tight stop. I was actually going to stop out at below this low right here, and got a few partials right away, and it started to pull back. Got into these moving averages, still looked really good to me on L2. and I just was ready for a bigger size, so I went ahead and added in right there. That allows me to take a lot more partials on the way up and capitalize on this move. And I'm generally a pretty impatient trader. If I get a larger size, I'll be more patient with the trade and less likely to stop out unnecessarily. So I went ahead and increased my size there, and I started taking, and these are small partials. So this position really worked out because the L2 was just clear as day. This thing was going to keep on going, and it was squeezing shorts all the way up to yesterday's close. And then it started pulling back. I decided, you know what? I had a couple hundred shares left. I was either going to stop out of those because it's getting late in the day, or I was going to add to my position and see if I could capitalize on my time, because I don't want to hold just a couple hundred shares for a long period of time, especially if this was going to start consolidating, which is what it looked like it was going to do. So I went ahead and added in right here on this pullback and caught the bottom tick on that pullback right there. Got one partial on the add, but it just slammed back down. It almost stopped me out here, but it did not, and it consolidated for a while here. And it did bounce back up, gave me one more partial, and then when it broke below these two previous dip downs, I went ahead and took the rest of it off. It's already going on 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I don't like trading the last hour. And when I do, it usually doesn't go well for me. So I went ahead and closed that out, and it was a good trade to end the week. And all in all, it's a positive week. Not a big money maker for me, but for the amount that I traded, I'll definitely take a positive week. Anyway, I would really appreciate it if you would leave a comment for me, what you thought about these trades, and let me know how you did. And I hope you all have a great weekend.